Hi, I'm Brady, and welcome to our latest Tech Tip Thursday video. Today, I'd like to actually offer a few tricks to help you deal with a slow internet connection. And there are quite a few different things you can actually do, particularly given the extensive shelter-in-place happening recently, but also just in general, whether you have children or whether you're on a block where the internet from everybody else on that block tends to slow down your internet. There are things that you would want to do when the internet gets slow, not just troubleshooting to try and reboot your router, but literally things that you can do in your general usage to reduce how much internet you're actually using yourself and people in your household so that you can continue to actually have decent response time on your devices. So, first tip, turn off any autoplay video features, usually found in social media, but also in other kinds of apps that have video playing. Like the examples that I think of, honestly, are things like Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, where they will autoplay. But there are other videos embedded in other apps that you can turn off the autoplay feature there, and that saves on bandwidth. 2, play lower resolution videos when possible. A good example of this is when you're opening up a YouTube video, there is an actual gear in the corner that lets you choose a different video quality. And the lower number you choose, so 480p versus 720p or 144p, the lower you go, the grainier the picture gets, but also the lower bandwidth you use. So if you're struggling with low internet and you still want to really watch that video, having it on a lower resolution can help you watch the video without having to buffer constantly. 3, switch mobile devices to use cell signal, because the fewer devices you have on your network, the less thinking your router has to do and the less overhead noise on your internet connection you have to worry about. And quite honestly, if you are dealing with a very slow network connection, then cell signal in a lot of cases may end up being faster for your mobile devices than not. Only caveat to this is make sure you have an unlimited data plan or you might get a rude shock on your next phone bill. 4, turn your video off more often during group video calls. Things like Google Hangouts, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, everybody's aware of Zoom. If you turn off your video more often during those meetings, you are on both sides, the receiving side and you as the sender, will have less network traffic going back and forth to have to send. And the less you send, the easier everything goes. And then 5, a little bit more advanced, but you can set bandwidth limits on your router. You can basically say that for each device, you're only going to allow a certain amount of data per second to be sent from that device. So if you have children that are draining your bandwidth, or if you have one particular device that tends to use a lot of network, but it's not terribly urgent, then you can set restrictions in such a way that everybody else has a more fair chunk of the internet connection. Now it's more advanced, so if you need help with that, we're around to help. And in general, long-term things that you can do, not just short-term tips, is you're going to want to be able to upgrade your internet to a faster speed if at all possible. Certain AT&T customers will not have this option. And so the other thing I suggest is to switch to a better ISP if you have that available. And again, while that may not be an option for your specific location, if you haven't tried to check that out yet, do so. That is the best thing you can do to permanently fix any kind of slow internet that you're having. That being said, in the middle of a shelter-in-place like we are dealing with nowadays, you're likely to have bandwidth issues no matter what you do, because everybody on your block feeds into one big pipe for Comcast or for Sonic or for AT&T, and if that is getting filled too much, then nothing you do at home is really going to help you get fast internet. And therefore, the tips earlier in this video would be your only real option at the moment. So even as we look for light at the end of the tunnel, let's all try to keep the lessons we've learned from this pandemic, right? And one of them is internet can get slowed down really quickly if we don't have good etiquette online with turning off the videos and having less mobile devices on the network if it's not necessary, and so on. And there's a lot of overhead that we can cut down there. So that's all we have for today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share this video. And if you have other topics you'd like me to talk about, let me know and I'll be happy to talk about it in a future video. Until then, thanks for watching. I'm Brady Helkin with BH Tech Connection, and I'll see you again next time.